Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are doing a palette bingo. I have not done one of these in so long, but Nomad Cosmetics is doing a 20% off site-wide sale. They have been for a few weeks now. I made a video a few weeks ago ranking all of my Nomad Cosmetics palettes and the sale is almost over, so I thought it would be fun to do a palette bingo because I've got 7 of their palettes. Actually I have more, but I'm just using the palettes that you can currently purchase just so you can see them one more time. And the sale is going to be over, it's on the 11th, but I don't know if that's including the 11th or up till the 11th. I think it's through Friday, the sale. So you'll have a couple days once you see this to make your decisions. Before we get too far into the video, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back again on the channel. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the random number generator. All right, so most of these palettes normally retail for $39 on Nomad's website. There are a couple exceptions. The 15 pans are their most common. Those are the ones that are $39. They do have a few larger ones. I've got one of those in today's palette bingo, and the larger ones retail for $44. And then the first one we're gonna pull from is the Cartagena Magica palette. This one is having its retirement sale right now, so it is $29, and that's before the 20% off. Nomad said that they are, as of sometime in September, removing this from their website, so you won't be able to get this one anymore. And I know the Whistler Snow Lodge, they said whenever they get run through their current inventory, they're not restocking that one as well, but they're both currently available. So we are going to do a random number generator and let Google decide what we get here. So let's generate our first shade. It's gonna be 7, which is De Soledad. This shimmer, we're starting with a shimmer. Yay. And I'm gonna swatch it as we go here too, just so you can see like the full complete color story when we're done. And me too, because I obviously, these videos are fun because you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, you have no idea. You can't really plan in advance because you don't know what you're getting. So I like to swatch it out to kind of get my ideas once they're all swatched. And I don't own every single palette from Nomad, you guys, so we are just doing 7 shades from the 7 palettes that I have that they currently sell on the website. So the next one we're gonna pick from is the Tokyo Harajuku palette. This is my first palette I ever purchased from them, and honestly my favorite. You'll see in that ranking video. We've got number 9, which is Gairu right here. We'll see what we get color story wise, but I intentionally also, I don't have blush on because I feel like 7 shades might be a lot to try to squeeze on my eye. So I may, it's not cheating, I'm gonna use them, but I may just get them on my face somewhere, right? It's palette bingo, but it's not necessarily going to be in the eye look. So for example, that one, it could be a blush moment if I need it to. Not that it wouldn't fit in the color story, just 7's a lot to fit on my eyes. One of them might be like an eyeliner moment if we get something deep or dark enough. We'll see. The next palette is the Nomad Land Elden Iris. I don't know, it's the Fire and Ice palette, guys. Forgive me in advance for my poor pronunciation skills. And for this one, we're getting number 3. I'm not gonna show you the phone every time, why would I lie? Number 3, which is this orange shade right here called Hecla. I don't think I've ever used this shade. Okay, so we have an orange matte and an orangey shimmer. This is turning out to be a very light kawaii-esque theme so far, because we've gotten all orange and pinks, and we've got 3 out of 7. Interesting. You never know how these looks are gonna go. We could get a full color story that looks cohesive and then get to the last one and it will throw it off. You just never know. Next is the Whistler Snow Lodge. And what do we have for this one? We've got number 12. Okay, 5, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, yes, we have a deepening shade. Good. I like using shadow for eyeliner, so if nothing else, we have this one called Bucking Great. The puns on this palette, guys, are really great. If you don't have this one, it's really nice. I will say having a deep green with these is a little different, but we can make it work. Like, it might be a little funky, but it could be cool, right? Next, we've got the Fêtes de Provence. And this one is shade number 10. Okay, so Boucher du Rhône. Don't know what that means, but it's the shimmery purple one right here that we got. That's only the second shimmer we've gotten in this look. Interesting. And we have now kind of a lighter shimmer and a bit of a deeper shimmer. It's not super deep. It's almost like purpley silver looking. Hopefully you can see it there next to the dark green on the end. Interesting. It's turning out to be an interesting color story, y'all. Got 2 more. This is the last of the 15 pans I have, and then we have the biggest palette in my collection for last. I like this one because it's like holographic on the back. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. This is the Hudson Valley, which is more like fall tones. So if we get something orangey, it'll probably fit, but we'll see. Okay, this says we're using number 5. Oh, okay, Ghost Tour. That's actually perfect because I do like a transition shade, and this particular eyeshadow primer I'm using right now, I do like to set it with something, so that's gonna be amazing to set it just to start us off. I don't set every eyeshadow primer, but just happens to be this particular like brand of eyeshadow primer. I like it. Look, you can't even see the swatch like right there on my hand next to it because it's so matching my skin tone, which is actually amazing for me. That was very obnoxious, I'm sorry. Okay, and the last one we have here is the Paradise palette. This is the bigger one, and this one has 18 pans in it, so I need to change the generator, like the max number here, to be 18 real quick. 18 to see what we get. Generate 14. Okay, let's see, because there's a different number across. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. 14 is Ocean, which is this deep blue shimmer right here. Interesting. Interesting. What are we gonna do with that one, guys? I don't know. What are we gonna do with that one? Okay, so here is our color story. We've got kind of orangey and pinky, and we've got green and blue, basically. So yeah, okay. Well, I at least know I'm starting with the eyeshadow primer and that like setting color, right? So I know I can start there. I don't know beyond that. And also, part of the thing I also find always hard when I do these palette bingos, even though I don't do them very often, is remembering which shade on my hand came from which palette. So I tried to lay them down in order so that I could remember. I'm gonna start, like I said, easy here and zooming you in so you can actually see this. What do you think? Is this gonna turn out, you guys? I don't know, it's a little funky, that's for sure. Okay, Ghost Tour, which, like I said, is kind of like my skin tone, so I don't know that you'll actually be able to see it, but it will set the primer, and this is a pretty pigmented matte, which I like because this primer, while it does help my shadows not to crease, it's not pigmented, like it's see-through, clear, translucent, whatever you want to call it, so it doesn't really give me any coverage for all of the veins that I have in my eyelid, particularly like higher up, not like almost up to the brow bone. I have a lot of blue veins, so that will help a lot with covering all of those up. So that's the first shade. Easy. Now, if only the whole thing were that easy, right? Now's when I'm actually gonna have to like plan a bit and figure out what I'm doing with my life. Okay, so I am gonna, just to get it out of the way, like use it. I am going to use that pinky for my blush. Again, I don't know if you guys, you can tell me in the comments, am I cheating by using this as blush? It's called Palette Bingo. It's not called Eyeshadow Look Bingo. So me, I still used it, but I'm just going to take that. It's a satin on a Rephr 4 brush, and I'm going to use that as my blush today. And I think this color looks really good as a blush. I've used it as a blush before. I've used in this Kawaii who am I? What am I doing? My brain glitched. I have used this orange Kawaii shade before as like an orange blush as well. See, doesn't that look good? It's not too pigmented is what I like. It gives like a nice pink flush, but it's not crazy pigmented. It's actually a perfect formula for blush. I like that so much. Okay, we've used 2 shades on the face. I only have one more matte here. I guess I have 2, but this one I know I want to use as liner. So I'm going to put the orange from the Fire and Ice palette, I think, in the crease, which is Hecla again here, just because that's like the only other not dark matte I have left. And I guess this is going to be like an orange and blue look. I don't do orange and blue a lot, but like they go fine together. I just don't often pair them on my own, so that'll be fun. That matte is very pigmented and goes a very long way, you guys. Okay, I think next I'm gonna put some glitter primer on because I do feel Nomad's shimmers are just a bit more spectacular with a little assistance from some glitter primer. And since I only have that one, like I could use the one deep matte on the outer corner, but since I have 3 shimmers, I think I'm going to use the deepest blue to be like my deepening shade on the outer corner, and then use this kind of silvery blue as a transition between the deeper shimmer and this kind of orange shimmer, which I'm hoping will kind of tie in to the rest of the look because of the orange matte that I put in the crease. Will it work? I don't know, and especially will it work considering I'm then going to put a dark green matte as liner. It's gonna be interesting, people, but that is the plan. So I am gonna start with, like I said, the deepest matte, which is Ocean from the Paradise palette. I'm just using a flat Cliona brush, but you can use any flat brush. I've used this shade before, the Ocean, and I do really like it. It's so nice. And sometimes I use shimmers as deepening shades like this, and I almost do like a faux full cut crease, if you will. But it's not going to be like a super harsh cut line. I am going to kind of try to fade it in the crease into that orange matte. And I'm going to take it about half because I'm just going to like overlap the next shimmer with it. Alright, here we are in the Fetes palette, going in with this kind of like purpley silver, I think it'll lean blue looking on the lid up against this Ocean color from the other palette. And I'm just using the same flat brush this whole time. I just think it picks up the shimmers well. Oh yeah, that's melding, meshing like right into that shade. It's really perfectly, actually. Go me. Like, I honestly don't know if you can even tell the difference between the outside shade and this one. It's like slightly more cool tone, but I'm really not sure if you would even be able to tell. Can you guys tell that it's 2 different shades? They really did blend into each other, which they should because it's the same formula, even though they're different palettes. Okay, and now the first shade that the random generator swatched, the De Soledad, which is kind of orangey. It depends on the angle. Orangey, pinky, reddy. And we're gonna put that on the last portion we have of the eye here. Ooh, see, that's like a fun pop though against the blue. You know, that's like a little bit different, but it still looks good in my opinion. But that's the fun of palette bingos, you guys. Getting stuff you would never automatically pick on your own to pair together. That's fun. That's Fun, I like that. This is so like pinky, warm, orangey that it's almost making the matte from Fire and Ice look more yellow, which I don't mind. But they're two very different oranges, which swatched out on the hand, I didn't think they looked quite as different as they do right up against each other. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if this deep green matte is gonna ruin everything. I really don't know as liner if you're gonna be able to tell that much that it's a green. Okay, and again, this is the shade Bucking Great. I'm just going on an angled liner, the one I typically use from Storybook Cosmetics. And I'm just going to kind of stamp and work this along the lash line. Yeah, I don't think that looks bad, right? It looks okay. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna finish up the liner on the other eye. I'm gonna curl my lashes, put on mascara, a lip, and I'll be back to show you guys the final look. And here we have it, guys, the final look. What do you guys think? So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out for this palette bingo. I really like how the look ended out. I do. I think it looks great. And I think the fact that this like orangey pinky leans a little pink helps with the blush tie-in, like the shadow is blush tie-in. There's definitely a lot of ways you could have used this color story. Some of you maybe saw this color story and thought of a totally different placement. I do that all the time when I watch palette bingos. I go, that is not how I would have used those colors at all. Not that it's a bad thing. Everybody's just so different. Like, I didn't even utilize the lower lash line. It's just normally how my looks are. I don't use the lower lash line a lot, but I would have if I had to. But yeah, I think it works out. Let me know in the comments what you think of the look. What's your favorite Nomad palette? Are you shopping the sale? Just come say hi. And don't forget there's 20% off through or till the 11th, one of the two. I don't know. Their Instagram site has all the details. So yeah, this was fun. I'll stop rambling now and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.